Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Produce Buzzers podcast. We're so happy that you've joined us today, and I think you will be too after the show is over. You will have learned a lot about fresh fruits and vegetables, how to prepare them, what their nutritional value is, all about their history and origin. We hope you'll find it interesting, and we hope it inspires you to eat more fresh fruits and vegetables, not only to improve your health, but to enjoy their deliciousness while you do so. First of all, I'm Edwin Stepp. I'm the executive editor of Produce Buzz, and we're joined again, as usual, by Teresa Nolan, the president and founder of Produce Buzz, and a longtime professional in the produce business. She also happens to be my sister. She's a pretty swell gal. So, taking care of me all my life in so many ways. We're also joined by Rick Stepp. He's a contributor to Produce Buzz, and he is my brother. So we've got, there's a lot of nepotism on Produce Buzz here going on, but that's okay because we are all passionate about fresh fruits and vegetables, having grown up in the produce business with my dad having a big produce business for many years. We work together in it. And we are joined by the lovely Cynthia Benedetto, who is also a longtime professional in the produce industry and has worked with us. So she's like a sister, a family member. So we really enjoy having her here. She provides us with a lot of laughs and smiles in her commentary, not only the professional and wise information she brings to you. So, did you know that it is National Blueberry Month? July is National Blueberry Month. So we'll be talking about blueberries today. Stay tuned for that. I'm sure you'll want to hear all about that. Blueberries I don't think I know anybody that doesn't love blueberries. And we'll tell you about them and give you some surprising information as well. We're also going to be talking about mushrooms. Teresa's going to enlighten us with some really interesting facts about mushrooms in a little bit. First of all, I saw this week that it was a very special birthday and a very special birthday celebration. It was in the Shanghai Zoo, and it was the third birthday of Chi-Chi, a panda in the Shanghai Zoo. And every year at the Shanghai Zoo, when Chi-Chi has a birthday, the zookeepers make her a birthday cake. What do you think they make that birthday cake out of? Anybody got a guess? What do pandas eat, first of all?
Not flour.
They're gluten-free.
Yeah, those pandas. And they're not on a keto diet either, I can tell you that.
No.
It's probably not bamboo. So.
Well, you're right. They get a special treat on their birthday besides bamboo. And pandas can survive on bamboo, but on their birthday, like us, they want something special. And of course, what is more special than fruits and veggies? And the zookeepers make a cake with fresh fruits and vegetables cut up in it, but it's not in a flour cake, it's in an ice cake. And the ice is made from various types of fruit juices to give it the different colors. It's kind of a strange looking cake, but it's very colorful. And so the different colors are provided by different types of juices. And then within what they do is they pour the juice into molds, and then they cut up all different kinds of fresh fruits and vegetables that these pandas have come to enjoy other than bamboo. Any guesses as to what some of their favorite fruits and veggies are?
It looks like they have a dragon fruit up there on top.
Mm-hmm.
There is a dragon fruit there too, yeah. Right. That's
Is that pineapple in the middle?
Well, pineapple is one of them. I think you might be right. I can't really tell from that photo if that's pineapple, but they do put pineapple in some of the ice somewhere. Grapes will probably not surprise you, and pears and apples. Those things are all sweet. I guess pandas have sweet tooths like we do. But they also seem to love sweet potatoes and carrots. So they like their healthy veggies as well. So anyway, we should all have such healthy birthday cakes. So happy birthday, Chi Chi, 3 years old. So Produce Buzzers podcast fans, this is July, and July is National Blueberry Month in the United States. And who doesn't love blueberries? Is there
I don't
the best
love
thing?
harvesting them.
Oh,
Hello?
so you've had a chance to harvest them?
Yes. And then that's when I stopped complaining about the price of them.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, fine. As long as you pick them, I'll pay the $5.
I agree with Cynthia about harvesting, but also, have any of you ever tried growing blueberries?
I have
No.
black thumb.
Because I planted some out of my garden about 5 years ago, and every year they just don't grow. I gave them the proper amount of acid and everything you're supposed to do, fertilizer. And the number of hours I've spent nurturing those blueberries, if I ever do get any, they're going to cost me about $100 a pound.
So you still have them, and you're still hopeful that they're
Yeah.
going to bear something. Yeah. Speaking of cultivating blueberries, do any of you know when blueberries were first cultivated?
No,
I
have
found
no
the answer
idea.
very surprising.
No.
Well, just take a wild guess.
In the Garden of Eden.
4,000 years ago in Eden.
And
Now,
he
that's
got in trouble again because he.
That's right. That's what I would have thought. But they were not cultivated until around 1910.
Oh.
Prior to that, all blueberries were wild.
From
And they were cultivated by a woman named Elizabeth Coleman White. And she was the daughter of a big cranberry grower in New Jersey.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, blueberries are also related to cranberries. They're in the same family. You know, these berries were growing wild all over New Jersey in the woods, and she put the word out to especially hunters and woodsmen, people all over the area, to look for blueberry bushes that were particularly healthy and vibrant, or bore a lot of fruit, and to bring them to her so that she could use those to start cultivating and creating superior crops. So we owe our blueberries, our modern day blueberries, to Elizabeth Coleman White. Interesting story. The U.S., as I said, grows the most blueberries by quite a bit. What other countries do you suppose grow a lot of blueberries? Canada is another one, and Canada has a lot of wild blueberries as well. But Canada actually is number one as far as wild blueberries being harvested commercially. But they also grow a lot of cultivated ones as well. Any guesses as to the number 3 producer country in the world for blueberries?
Canada?
No, Canada's number 2.
Oh, they are? Okay.
U.S. is number 1. I don't think you'll ever guess number 3. But it surprised me.
Probably China.
Oh, no, sorry. Any other guesses?
Mexico?
That's a good guess, but unfortunately wrong. Mexico is actually number 5, but they are growing some seriously great blueberries in Mexico. I don't know. I'm sure you've all had
They
some
are.
of them. I bought some this year and I took a picture of it. Maybe I'll put one up in our podcast here, but I bought this one package of blueberries, and almost every berry in that package was the size of a quarter. I put it on top of a quarter so you could see that it covered the whole surface of a quarter. And you think normally when they get that big, they get mealy. They're not as good, but these were just as juicy and firm as ever.
Wow.
What about Chile?
Chile is on there, but they're not in the top 5. I don't remember. The top 5 are the U.S., Canada, Number 3 is Poland.
Argentina. Oh,
Poland.
yeah.
Yeah, Poland is number 3, and Germany is number 4. Then Mexico.
Wow.
Blueberries are often called a superfood, and for good reason. They're loaded with antioxidants and flavonoids, which have been proven to fight off all kinds of diseases. They are really good for your brain health as well. Ringo Starr, who just turned 80 last year, yet continues to work as hard and be as productive as ever. When he was asked by several news outlets what's the secret to his health and long life, and blueberries was one of the 2 or 3 things that he mentioned that he attributes. He says he eats a bowl of blueberries every morning. So if you want to write hit songs, you've got to eat blueberries like Ringo Starr. And speaking of hit songs, one of the most popular of all time that references a blueberry?
Blueberry Hill.
There you go. Who recorded that?
Not Fats Domino.
That's Domino did.
Okay.
But he wasn't the first.
Elvis?
Elvis did record it, but after Fats.
Yeah.
The first person to record it was Gene Autry
Ah.
for a movie in 1940.
That's where he found his thrill.
Yeah. And then Count Basie recorded it, and Duke Ellington recorded it, and those were all before Fats Domino. But Fats Domino really put it up there on the charts. He's the one that made it what it was with his style. So. Well, we looked at the top countries. What do you think the top producing states are for blueberries?
North Carolina.
They're in the top, but they're not the top. North Carolina is
New
number
Jersey.
6. Okay. You're getting closer. North Carolina, New Jersey. Teresa said California.
California.
Yeah, you're right. Those are all in the top 10, but they're not the top. None of those are the top.
Oh, Maine. Yeah, something up there.
Oh, Maine is not in the top. Did you say Mississippi, Cynthia?
Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
They're in the top 10. Somebody said Mississippi. The number 10th producing state is New York.
You got to be kidding.
Really?
Number 9 is Mississippi. And Cynthia, Florida is number 8. North Carolina, I thought they'd be higher, but they're number 7.
Oh, wow.
And then California is number 6. New Jersey is only number 5. I would have thought they'd be way up there too. The others were, well, one in particular was very surprising to me, but number 4 is Michigan. Number 3 is Oregon. Number 2 is Georgia. Did you know that Georgia produced so many blueberries?
In recent history, yes. But I didn't know they were that high.
They've come up to number 2. And the number 1 is Washington, state of Washington. You know,
Sure, any berries, yeah.
the berries grow very well up in those regions. So anyway.
You've done that. I'm just surprised that I didn't know that Washington was number 1.
Yeah.
I should have known too, like, all the raspberries and blackberries, and they're just perfect in the summer.
Right.
Yeah, interesting. Well, I was surprised by it, especially Georgia. I knew they grew them there, but I would have thought North Carolina grew more. But anyway, I'm prejudiced to my North Carolina blueberries since I'm from here. Anyway, so that's great. Thank you all for listening and participating and contributing to the blueberry, because it's National Blueberry Month. So now we're going to switch gears, and we're going to go to something that is technically not a fruit or a vegetable, but is nonetheless very nutritious and delicious. And Teresa is going to tell us about mushrooms today. Teresa.
Yes. Lately, I've been reading numerous articles about the amazing health benefits of mushrooms. But first, this is something I just learned. You should never eat raw mushrooms. According to Scientific American and other sources, raw mushrooms contain a compound which is toxic to humans. And we're not talking about just the exotic wild mushrooms either. We're talking about the common white button mushroom. They also contain something called chitin, which is found in lobster and mollusk scales, and that makes it difficult to digest a raw mushrooms. So you wouldn't get the nutritional benefits that they actually have if you eat them raw. So mushrooms need to be cooked, and if you're storing them, do so in a brown paper bag in the refrigerator. Never store them in a plastic bag, which can cause bacteria to grow. That would be a good recipe for food poisoning. Do not store mushrooms in the crisper drawer. It's too moist an environment. Avoid placing mushrooms near foods with strong odors or flavors because they'll absorb them like a sponge. Take care not to stack other foods on top of them. Squished, bruised mushrooms don't look very appetizing and they won't keep very long. Some mushrooms hold up better in the fridge than others. To avoid waste, try to buy your mushrooms close to when you plan to use them. If you need to store mushrooms more than a week, consider freezing or drying them. One of my favorite mushrooms is the baby portobello, and a simple way to prepare them is just to clean them with a damp paper towel, place them in a frying pan and let the moisture cook out. Then squeeze fresh lemon juice over them. They taste amazing that way, and it's a very simple preparation.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Can you add a little? Have you ever add a little garlic to that? With that, lemon and garlic is one of my favorites, but you probably don't need.
Oh, I haven't tried that, but I'm willing to try. And if you're testifying that it's good, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I've never cooked the mushrooms like you're talking about, but lemon and garlic together are just fantastic. And when you were saying that, anyway, I'm sorry I interrupted.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So on to some of the research that I found about mushrooms. A recently published literature review says scientists reported those who consume 18 grams of mushrooms, or about 1/8 to 1/4 a cup daily, had a 45% reduced risk of cancer. Mushrooms aren't plants or animals. They're an umbrella-shaped fruiting body of a fungus that typically grows above ground. Scientists don't believe all mushroom species have been identified. Neither do they agree on how many species there may be, with estimates ranging from a low of 45,000 catalog species to a high of 5.1 million yet to be discovered and named. Mushrooms have a high nutrient content, providing essential minerals such as manganese, copper, zinc, selenium, calcium, magnesium, and iron. Compared to their size and weight, they're a rich source of protein and fiber. They're high in potassium and sulfur, as well as many of the B vitamins, such as riboflavin, niacin, and pantothenic acid. According to Scientific America, even plain white button mushrooms beat out more brightly colored vegetables like tomatoes, peppers, pumpkins, zucchini, carrots, and green beans as a source of antioxidants.
Wow.
Researchers at Penn State think the high amounts of the glutathione and ergothioneine in mushrooms give them an anti-aging potential. These two antioxidants can help combat many of the diseases of aging, including cancer, coronary heart disease, and Alzheimer's. And from the Institute of National Healing, mushrooms contain compounds that can boost brain nerves and increase gray matter. The researchers say mushrooms contain antioxidant chemicals that protect against the inflammation that leads to cognitive decline. Compounds in mushrooms increase gray matter by boosting production of a chemical called nerve growth factor. And the nerve growth factor increases the lifespan of brain cells while helping them function better. Researchers cited a small Japanese pilot study as an illustration of the powerful cognitive benefits of mushrooms in Alzheimer's patients. The study looked at 7 dementia sufferers who ranged in age from 50 to 80. For 6 months, the patients ate 5 grams of the lion's mane mushroom a day. All patients were evaluated before and after the treatment period for their functional independence measure. This is a barometer of physical and mental capabilities. And it assesses how well people perform ordinary functions like eating, dressing, walking, communicating, remembering, and learning. 6 of the 7 showed dramatic improvement, and all 7 improved their FIM scores. So now you may have never heard of that lion's mane mushroom. I had not, but 2 potent nerve growth factors makes the strange looking mushroom a cognitive bodyguard, showing potential benefits for Parkinson's and Alzheimer's disease, mild cognitive impairment, multiple sclerosis, leg cramps, anxiety, and more. Lion's mane mushrooms grow wild in North America, and you can find lots of videos online showing people hunting them down. They attach to dead trees such as oak, maple, and birch, but they also like black walnut. They look like a small white pom-pom. I do not encourage picking and eating any mushrooms that you are not certain is edible, but you can buy lion's mane mushroom grow kits from companies such as Park Seed. And I have ordered one, and I hope to try to grow it this fall. Most people say they taste like crab or lobster. And I found a recipe on the yummymummykitchen.com website for lion's mane crab cakes. So as soon as I grow my own lion's mane mushrooms, I intend to try it.
I like
they, excuse me one second. They taste like what or crap?
Crab. Okay.
That's what I thought you said at first too.
I did say.
Crab, C-R-A-B as in boy, or lobster.
Lobster or crap.
It tastes like crappy lobster, baby.
No, well, let's hope they don't taste like that, but I'll let you know. Yeah. So anyway, I like that yummymummykitchen.com for lion's mane recipes because they don't use any oil when they cook them. They just brush the mushroom off. And they put them in the pan and cook them and allow the liquid to cook away and then proceed with their recipes. So
we'll post a link for our listeners so they can get it.
Yeah, you almost feel like when you talk about these things that you're, one of those potion salesmen that used to come into town in the old days. They're miracle cure, but
right.
I mean, when you look at they benefit dementia and mild cognitive impairment. I mean, it even goes on to say peripheral neuropathy, muscle cramps and spasms, multiple sclerosis, stroke recovery, seizures and seizure-like post-stroke episodes, anxiety and depression. So it's been used medicinally in Asia for centuries, and it contains 2 types of compounds that can stimulate the production of the neurons in the brain. So,
and is that all mushrooms you're talking about now, or the lion's mane specifically?
Well, this is specifically for the lion's mane that I'm talking about, but I think in what I was reading, I was finding that all mushrooms have incredible health benefits in that way, because they do mention an animal study that found an extract of lion's mane inhibited the spread of colon cancer.
Wow.
And leukemia, and it just goes on and on and on. I'm thinking, man, this must be the fruit that we lost in the Garden of Eden or something, because it's supposed to reduce your triglycerides and LDL, and it's a mild ACE inhibitor. So, amazing things, these mushrooms, and the fact that we haven't even discovered all of them is another amazing thing. So they're wonderful health benefits.
Great. That's great news. A lot of interesting information there. And I think one of the most surprising things for me was this is the first time I've ever heard you should not eat them raw. And I know I don't eat them raw that often. I think I cook them most of the time, but I love them raw in salads. But I guess I haven't eaten enough for it to be toxic fully yet anyway.
Yeah, I was surprised when I saw that too. Because I've eaten them raw before.
Yeah.
Also, And I did think that they were a little more cardboard-like when you eat them.
Yeah, they definitely taste better cooked. And that's true of all mushrooms?
Yes, all mushrooms. You should not eat raw mushrooms.
So all mushrooms are poisonous. You heard it first here on Produce Buzzers podcast. You know the old joke about they treat me like a mushroom, right?
You keep me in the dark.
And feed me.
Crap. And that was not crab.
Yeah. So, well, that was great, Teresa. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So, Produce Buzzers, we've come to the segment we call the Home Grown.
Ooh.
And this is where you get regaled or reviled, however you want to figure it, with one of Teresa Nolan's great fruit and veggie puns. So, Teresa, do you want to give us the pun of the day?
Here it is. And it's a question. What did the girl mushroom say to the guy mushroom when he asked her on a date?
Okay, let me think about it. What did the girl mushroom say to the guy mushroom when he asked her on a date?
Correct.
Did you bet your button?
Did the girl mushroom say, "Why are you standing on a date"?
That's good.
Well, that was not the answer to the question, but the girl mushroom said to the guy mushroom when he asked her on a date, "Why not? You seem like a fun guy."
Home grown.
She's very punny.
That's great.
Well, thank you, listeners, for tuning in to the Produce Buzzers podcast, brought to you by Produce Buzz, the gathering place for lovers of fresh fruits and veggies. We hope you were entertained a bit and educated a lot about fresh produce. Be sure to join us next time, and please tell your friends to do so as well. Like, share, and comment on our Produce Buzz Facebook page. And check out our website at www.producebuzz.com. There you will find articles about fresh fruits and veggies, how to select, store, and prepare them, as well as lots of interesting facts about all the wonderful bounty the earth provides for us. Until next time, be fruitful and don't forget to veg out.